Good evening, this is your Psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. It's 11:05 p.m. UK time, heading towards the witching hour. Hello, hello, hello. I've got my ball. Am I live on YouTube? Am I live on Twitch? Can you hear us all right? Yeah? Does it sound okay? Knock, knock. Who's there? It's your mystic, Psychic LG. Right, tonight I haven't gone live on Facebook, and there's a reason. I'll tell you when you all get in. I'm going to leave Facebook for a little while because it's been a bit complicated. And it's not because of my lovely followers. It's more to do with scammers on Facebook. And hope Brenda jumps on here. I should have messaged her, really. That's my little friend who helps us out on Facebook. Loud and clear. Well, you know what, guys, right? I don't know. I had a little private session just on Twitch last night. Because Twitch is a bit like, I don't know what it's like. It's like a little sort of behind the scenes. That's why I must, if you want to see more of us, jump onto Twitch and subscribe and you'll be able to see us more. But I was testing out the audio last night and I was having a bit of a meltdown and a rant about things. It's a little inner circle, isn't it? So, I went on a little bit of a rant last night, I did. But I ended up getting the audio sorted out, and I had said to my Twitch followers, my lovely Twitch followers, that if the audio's messed with tomorrow, I know there's more going on, and it was. The audio was messed with. But I've just spoken to Debbie there in Texas, and she's helped sort it out. You prefer Twitch? Well, it's the same Twitch and YouTube when I multi-stream. Do you know what I mean? But I've got plans for Twitch as well for behind-the-scenes stuff. So, yeah, it had been moved again. The audio had all been changed again, and I'd left the laptop all day. I hadn't been in behind the scenes of it. Do you know what I mean? All I've been is just on Zoom today. So, it's crazy times, eh? Oh, yeah. I'm feeling a lot better. You just got to keep fighting forward, haven't you? With all this crazy stuff, what's happening. Hiya, Patricia. Hiya, Dawn. Hi, everybody. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody around the world. No stress tonight. We're just going to go with the flow. We're going to go with the flow, we're all. It's okay, I've just come on, Shelby. Hi, Teddy. So I'll wait for a few more to come in, and I've got my crystal ball. I thought what we'd do tonight is, because Debbie's going to help us in Discord. It's a very unusual energy. So I'll give you the will predictions. And then I'm going to do sort of like a healing circle, okay, for anybody who needs it. Anybody who would like to have their psychic eye opened or a cleanse. I'll do a cleanse tonight for you all. Do I sound okay? Well, I've had a terrible 48 hours, guys. So I'll tell you now what's been happening. So I was multi-streaming, as you know, through YouTube and Twitch and Facebook. It's been a long time since I've streamed on Facebook. I actually started off on Facebook. And behind the scenes, you can get they're not called moderators, they're called managers. So I had my managers in, and when I started live streaming, these scammers were coming on, and they were what they were doing was they were pestering all the viewers in the live stream and contacting them. So I blocked them and I put keywords in and blocked it. And then it got a little bit worse than that. What they did was obviously I had paid them off. So they had took my pictures and photocopied sort of identity fraud, and were contacting people for readings using my picture. So what I will say is tonight, guys, right, the Facebook that I've got, right, that most people, it's linked in the description of all my videos on YouTube. I think it's got about quite a few followers in, because I know the scammers didn't have that many followers. But I never reach out to anybody for a reading. I wait for you to contact me either through Facebook or email or telephone. Okay? And then I get you booked in. Okay? I never ask for your bank details. I give you my details. Okay? And then if you were ever worried, which I've done with a few people because I understand, especially elderly people get a little worried, I can always jump onto WhatsApp or Messenger and show you it's me. Okay, so I like to keep my clients safe. But please stress that there's scammers about. And we just have to be careful. So the scammers, it's a little bit harder for them to come onto YouTube and Twitch for some unknown reason. So I don't know if the security needs to be a little bit more upbeat on Facebook. But I do have a very good friend, and I was saying this last night to my Twitch followers. She's actually called Suzanne Gill, and she's a very well-known medium in the northeast of England. And a little while ago, it was long before COVID, she was, maybe through COVID as well, the beginning of it, she was doing a lot of live streams on Facebook, and the same thing happened to her, and she lost she had a massive, huge following on Facebook, and she lost a group, a page, like a business group page. And it was awful, and she couldn't retrieve it back. So I'm not prepared to do that, because I get a lot of traffic coming in there for messages, for readings. You know, one thing, I mean, I know a lot of people pull Facebook down, but it's free advertising for me, and people reach out to us on Facebook, because before Facebook I used to advertise in the Yellow Pages in the UK, in Yale and that type of thing, and Googlers and all of that. But you have to pay for that type of advertising, so it's free advertising. One thing I can say about them, you know what I mean, so they can message us for a reading. So I'm not prepared to lose that. So until it gets more security with the streaming, I'll just be leaving it for a while on Facebook. Apparently it's the same on Instagram as well, isn't it? I do have an Instagram account. I very rarely go in to check the messages, but I think there's quite a few of them have scammed it, like pretended to be me on there as well. Crazy times. But apparently, according to my mother on this morning, there's loads of scams happening. So the cybercrime is really getting really heavy at the minute, guys. And it's the times of change, because we're coming into New Earth. There's a grand rising, and we just have to stay vigilant. That's what it's all about. You got a reading, did you? Of Suzanne? Oh, she's canny. She's a canny lass. She was doing a lot of like ghost hunts and going into haunted places and going live, doing all of that. She's more like a medium type of person. She doesn't do the cards, she's more like a medium. They do have them on YouTube, but I think the security's a little bit better on there. So we just have to stay vigilant. But you see, I don't take me bookings in on YouTube. Good morning in Queensland. So the messages today is that please be aware the scammers, and don't go giving your bank details out to anybody. And even if you're getting like random sort of messages on Messenger, be careful what you're opening, because sometimes there can be viruses as well. Really, we've got to be so careful. But it's cybercrime, and I'm going to look into the crystal ball tonight, and we're going to see what's going on. Again, I haven't been watching the news. I couldn't tell you. I know I had a little rant yesterday about the recent scandal with that that guy, that guru, wherever he is. DALAI somebody, I really don't know. I had a little rant about him. But I just think that everything's happening for a reason. Yeah. Everything's happening for a reason. Yes, Tinkerbell, yeah. It's there's got to be a protocol, hasn't there, when you're around kids, I would have thought, anyway. But it's everything, isn't it? And I expect it's going to get more heavier as the year goes on. I really, really do. Let me get a cup of coffee before I start. Now, if I have a break, I've got a little bit of a problem because I've had problems with the audio. I've lost Betty and Bobby. Betty and Bobby's lost the audio on it. So you'll probably just get a picture when I go for a little ciggy break halfway through, because I'm going to be planning on being on here for about 2 hours. Oh, that's funny, Crystal. After your rant, I didn't even want to look. I went on a real dark rant last night, because you can rant on Twitch. Okie dokie, let's get my cards as well. And I'll probably have a little phone in as well for some people who are on Twitch. And if you want to be in the phone in, you've got to be subscribed to Twitch, and then Discord's free. And then you can always jump on, but I'll have just taken a few calls tonight. But it's really heavy stuff. I don't know, excuse me, I don't know if the Mercury in retrograde was affecting us, but it was really, I think everyone's been feeling it, haven't they? I have to admit that really shocked me, me having a rant last night. Well, sometimes we have to have rants. Oh, it's a pleasure. Tanya? You had a reading office a few weeks ago, didn't you? It's very, very heavy, and obviously I must apologise. I've never had time to do any recordings on YouTube. It's just been really heavy. Do your astrologies and all my nice videos I do through the looking glass and all of that. It's more or less is, Daniel, yes. Well, after last night, yeah. It's just like coming into my back kitchen, and I was smoking my head off and everything, and I was having a good old swearing rant, I was. It's a bit like being behind the scenes. So let's have a look. We'll start with the cards first. And because I don't know what's going on, I've tried to disconnect a bit from the Trump carry-on because it's just too heavy. Yeah, I've tried to back away a little bit because it's so toxic, because I was trying to keep a check of my own energies, which I totally recommend that you do. I mean, I've seen little bits and bobs. And I did see in one of my looking glasses that there was going to be scandals to do with audio being leaked. And I think that's just recently happened, hasn't it? Right. So maybe you could ask us some questions. Are we living in biblical times? Because I believe we are. I thought you were already on Discord, Johnny. Someone was arrested today. Who was that? Oh God, I've got to start with me bell. Right. So for anybody who's coming here for the first time, what I do is I invoke all my angels in, my guides, and we create like a healing circle. A bit like if you're going to a spiritualist church, and it just helps to raise the frequency. And for anybody who needs healing, you can write the names in the description in the video and you will receive healing. It's timeless. Oh yes, the disco that leaked out the secret documents, my God. Well, I'll look into that because that seems a little bit dodgy, doesn't it? He's only a young lad, for God's sake. How's he got his hands on that? Come on, like secret stuff. Dear me. We'll have a look at that as well. Right, let's start. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. Please give protection in this circle tonight. Give us true answers. And this is for pets as well, or anybody that you're worried about, any situation, healing prayers for anybody. Raising the vibration in this room tonight, in this forum. And I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Star, Ra, Lady Direwolf, Innate 2I, and any other spirit guides, anybody from the elementals, the angelic realm, the animal kingdom, to come forth to give us true answers, and the star people. Let's begin. Amen. The circle is cast, the circle of light. It's just all very heavy at the minute. It's all just getting all mass cover-ups, isn't it? Crazy, crazy times. Let's have a look. I'm just going to randomly pull some cards and then I'm going to get my crystal ball and do some scrying. Remember, I can't ask the ball questions, just scry. Jumping out. We've got the magician. The magician. And it actually fell out upside down, so that's trickery what's happening at the minute. Upside down magician. Things aren't what they seem. We're being very deceived. Well, we know that, don't we? We know that. Yes, I do see you getting back home to Florida. Where are you, Patricia? Where are you? Hello, David. Who is this woman? She's the Queen of Swords. There's some big news coming out with her. It's like she's standing there with conviction. She's standing there, laying the law down. But she's got a red cape, so she could be a Republican. Let's have a look. We've got the 9 of Cups. We've got the 8 of Cups. That's not bad. There's some shocking news to come out tomorrow. Big news, huge news. And we've got the 3 of Cups. It's like I've been told that we have to backtrack, look at the past, and start again. Backtrack, look at the past, and start again. We've got to look within. We haven't got to get too caught up on the action. The 3 of Cups is sending healing out to the world. We're going through a massive shift. The angel realm are very close. The veil's very thin. So even though the demons are there, but the angels are there. And we'll have to keep our energies up and not feed into the darkness. We haven't got to feed into the darkness. I didn't even know there was that. Ronchulin. See what's happening over the next week in the USA on news. Should we do that? Should we be bold? That's that young man what's just been caught with the documents. Looks a bit like him. He's got more darker hair than that. There he is there. But there's another one. Unless there's another one they're going to pull out the hat. 2 young men. Okay? But you know what I'm getting with that? Again, I forget names. What was that woman called? What was in the military? What Obama pardoned? Have you heard my tummy? Woman, man, was it Chelsea, somebody? Interesting. So, things aren't what they seem. Things aren't what they seem. Manning. That's Chelsea Manning. And that's that young man what's just been caught off the FBI today. Right. Is he a soldier or a ex-squaddy soldier, or is he still in the forces? But he wasn't high rank. So we've got the justice card here. Something doesn't fit right with it. So apparently they've got stuff what's been leaked from the Discord. National Guard. How's a National Guard got a hold of top secret stuff? Has he not been just writing stuff out and bragging? Something's not right here. There's like, that came out upside down, the Empress, and I get like a secret. Not all information is coming out. You shared the information with gamers and teenagers. Well, yeah, we shouldn't have done that. But I just put the news on. I thought, it's all this hype, all these armed FBI. Look what I've got here. Things aren't what they seem. Things aren't what they seem. There's the pentacle. I always get like sort of deep and doody when I get that. Follow the rabbit down the hole, like sort of Alice in Wonderland. I saw some of it elsewhere. A lot is coming out on Twitter right now. Okay, how's he got a hold of that, bud? There's more to come with this. And there's more explosive news to come out, unless it's coming out on Twitter. Oh yes, all the animals on the planet will receive healing. There's more stuff to come out. And I'm getting there's going to be a situation what's going to interlink with another situation. I'm getting stitched up. There's more to it. Yeah, he was. There's just explosive more news to come out. I'm not saying it's not serious what's happened, because it is serious, but it connects with something else what's going to come out as well. if it doesn't connect with something else what's coming out, something else is going to come out, which is going to make that look a bit strange, instead of fitting it together like a jigsaw puzzle. But we've got the mastery card, so you just have to let everything play out. I'm not saying he hasn't done anything, but something's been made to look bigger than what it is, and it's a distraction. It's all too strange, if you ask me. All too strange. But it's like, it looks like they're going to convict him for something, or they're going to, like, sort of trial him or convict him for something there. Very strange times we're living in. There's going to be some big news to do with the Middle East. And I see problems with Saudi against the USA. That's coming out. That could be a Saudi prince. That could be like a Saudi prince. And it's all revving up around the world. Let me get me crystal ball. It's all revving up around the world. You can sort of see what the media is doing. It's building up to a crescendo, and it's all to do with China and Taiwan and the USA. And I've been seeing this for a little while. There's going to be warships going out, they're going to be turning around, or they're going to be going in a different direction. I see lots of military ships. Oh God, I've got a great big shark. Like Jaws. There's going to be the sharks are getting bigger in the sea. Something about sharks. So there's a warning with sharks around places who have, is it Florida or California or Perth, places like that? You have to be careful. There's something that doesn't fit right to do with Saudi in the Middle East. Something doesn't fit right. And Crystal has put here in Twitch, the Saudi prince is just been in Syria. That's so strange. So Johnny in Twitch, every time he puts his microwave on, it affects his Wi-Fi. It's all about the gold, guys, and I keep getting that film, The Three Kings. If you haven't seen it, it's an old film. I think it's from the 90s. It's all about the gold. Excuse me. Something huge is going on with currency and world banks. There's going to be a few more scandals. I'm not sure if I'm getting the letter W or M. And I don't know if that's to do with a bank, or it's to do with a place or an area or a person's name. Watch for big news coming out. Round about the time there's big news with the banks, but also to do with China. There's just distraction. And it's like, I've said this for a little while now. When it all comes out, it'll be like, don't look over here, look over there. It's like too much is going on all at once. And I think we're coming into this now. We're coming into this now. But when you just feel something's not quite right. And that's what I'm feeling like at the moment. Strange event in a sea, like the seabed. I'm very drawn to around Hawaii. But I also want to send healing and blessings out to Hawaii or around that area in Florida. Something to do, warning with a shooting. So be careful, guys. I'm getting the banks in New York, and there's going to be some huge news. And I'm also getting something big to come out to do with Manhattan. That could be to do with Trump. There's a scandal to come forward with a shortish guy. He's got like short grey hair, like medium to stocky, maybe medium built. There's a scandal to come out. And I'm also seeing Mike Pence in this crystal ball, so watch for some big news coming out with him in an announcement. Stock market. I do see a crash. I mean, I'm not an expert. I just see where the show is spiritual shows where it'll go up and it'll go down. What's it called? Is it called a dead cat bounce or something? I'm seeing something like that happening soon. But there's going to be massive changes to do with the US dollar. Massive, massive, huge changes to come. And it's got something to do with banks. I don't believe all banks around the world will go down, but there is a struggle going on because I've been seeing this for a while. It could be Lindsey Graham, I'm not sure. It's that sort of look. Maybe he's a bit younger. There's a changeover what's happening. And we are going digital, but there's also something going on. Fiat dollar, it's coming out. Within the two, there's something huge going to happen. I'm getting a Wednesday or a Thursday. I've got the hiccups. 2 minutes. I've got an air fryer. They're brilliant. Let's have a look. There's more news coming out with DALAI LAMA. More shocking news to come out there. If not within the next few weeks, definitely next few months. And also big news to come out with the Pope. I've just seen like a Buddha, what's bounced out of this crystal ball. Oh, I get the hiccups all the time. Oh, there's some huge news coming out with Jared Kushner. Let me see what's going on with Jared Kushner. I'm going to pull some cards out. And Ivanka. Two weeks. But there could be, 2 weeks there's some huge news coming out, but there's also some huge news coming out within the next couple of days, if not the first half of next week. Look what's just jumped out. The illusion. Everything's an illusion. Mass trickery. We're being played like a fiddle. Distractions, and they are real stuff. It's real stuff what's happening. I'm getting military when I look at that. I always get military with the King of Swords. Why am I getting military? The USA needs to heal. Oh, I've got a message. The USA needs to heal. It's like a bloody hotline in here. I'll have to check it later. It's unhealed ground. That's what's happening. When the Fool card comes out, it means that you are protected, but you expect a shaky summer. When I say shaky summer, there's a lot of shocks. Well, even spring, there's a lot of shocks to come out. I've got a few different decks in here. I've got the Queen of Swords again. There's somebody who's standing no nonsense. That could be like a judge. And I'm getting Georgia. There's a lot of stuff to come out there. There's Trump. And he's not well. He's not well. There's problems. That's him like sipping his tea where he would normally sip his Coca-Cola or his Pepsi with his McDonald's, he's been told, what I'm picking up, that he's been told that he has to take care of his health because of all the stress. So maybe he's been advised by his doctor to change his diet. Remember, an old dog can not change tricks. Like, what's that saying? Old dog will not change tricks. Anyway, he's not feeling well. Maybe his pains in the chest or just stress. Heartburn. It could be heartburn that I'm getting. It's like everything's catching up on him. And he's worried about his assets. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. What am I like? What am I like? So he's worried about his assets. That I know that doesn't look like Mar-a-Lago, but that came out next to Trump. And that's Melania, not Ivanka. And obviously she's made a lot of money through campaign stuff or stuff. There's stuff to come out about her and her husband. And it's going to be quite shocking. But that's what she's been accustomed to. But she's like, she doesn't want to hear about it. It's upsetting her about her dad. You know how she's got them things on her ear? Well, anybody would be if it's their dad, wouldn't it? You'd be upset. There's more changes to come in the Republican Party. There really, really is. And there's a new leader to rise. I'll go back to Trump in a minute, but that's a new leader to rise. And I don't get DeSantis when I look at that. It's somebody else. 6 of rods. And I get a very Robin Hood energy with him. But remember, we are all ascending. So when we are ascending, it's bringing out, like Akashic Records, it brings out, you know, what they've done before in a past life. So maybe this person's been like a Robin Hood energy. A bit of a lad, you know, he robbed the rich to feed the poor. Remember, it takes a ruthless warrior to change things. There's a Robin Hood energy with this man. Who could he be? And he's a Republican. I said this last year, that the Republican Party is going to divide, and it will divide. It definitely will divide. There's going to be more shocks to come. And I'm getting that song, Eye of a Tiger. He still wants to come back, Trump. And I believe, I mean, don't quote us, I'm not like, you know, into the law over your way. But I believe that he possibly could still run with an indictment. But they're going to get him on tax. They're going to get him on money situations. That's how they're going to bring him down. And money's his God. That's how they're going to get him. I'm not so sure about the rape thing. I'm not so sure about that. I'm being given substantial evidence, but not enough evidence. It's inconclusive on something. That's when the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. Remember, there's so many different timelines going off at the same time. Who's Mitt Romney? I don't feel the mainstream will go down, but I think we could have problems where it could be down for a night or a day. I get cyber attacks. Let's see where they're coming in from. Or should I say, let's see where they'll say where they're coming in from. That's more like it. Because sometimes things can be created where they just say it's somebody, well, really, they've done it. Who's a troll? See, we haven't got any trolls in here, please. Yeah, they're going to get him on 3 things. That keeps coming out when I ask about indictments and stuff like that. They're going to get him on 3 things, but not enough. I'd be very surprised if he goes to prison. But what I've been getting from Spirit, there's different timelines. Some things are set in stone. Some things aren't set in stone. Okay. And he hasn't finished his mission yet, Trump. He hasn't. But I'm getting the 5 of rods, and I do feel things are going to get pretty nasty if he doesn't get picked to go in. But I also feel I've been given, these are the timelines I'm being given. And one of the timelines I said this would happen in 2020, that he'll run again or he'll get in again. That was the first timeline. And I also got another timeline that you haven't heard the last of the Trumps, because there's other Trumps. And then the third timeline was, it's not, and I've been getting this very strong recently, it's not going to end the way either side thinks. It's building up now into a big crescendo. It's like all drama. And then all of a sudden, just like that, it's going to stop. And everyone's going to like have the wind taken out the sails, like, well, what do I do now? Just like that, it's going to stop. And I'm being given through a cruel twist of fate. The other timeline is that he'll try and run and he'll lose, but I get a woman could still sit in the White House. These are the 4 timelines I'm getting at the minute. And I get a funny feeling about Pence. I get a really funny feeling about him. Is he tempted to try and run for the next election? Is it possible? Anything's possible, isn't it? Anything. The woman with she's wearing blue, by the way. She's on the Democratic side. And she's got a strong voice. But she's not old. She's not old. And then DeSantis. But I don't know what the polls are doing at the minute. I really don't. So we'll just play around with them, because obviously we're going to get to find out. But there's something weird that I keep getting from my guides. It's not going to end the way you think it's going to end with Trump. If Trump transitions, everything is dead in the water. Exactly. It's very possible, Hamish. That's what Hamish said on Twitch. It's very possible. Let's see if that's possible. There's another man here. There's another man coming forward for the Republican Party. But there was that other guy, wasn't it? That Robin Hood energy. And I don't know how he is. Talked about a younger man as well, a younger Republican moving forwards. This is what we're up against at the minute. We're up against a mixture of witchcraft, black magic, should I say. Trickery within AI stuff. It could be Robert Kennedy. It very well could be. I really don't know. Don't quote us. It's just, I'm just going by the cards are saying tonight. But that's what we've got to do. We've got to try and protect our energy and get rooted, be around nature, and understand that when we are ascended, this is why I'm going to do this healing thing tonight for you, is that we can absorb in anyone's energy, and even from the collective. So we have to learn, like she's got with her witch's brooms there. I always get smudging with that, but it's like things moving forwards. But I want to say 8 weeks from now, we've got the 8 rods. Oh, thank you, Hammer Time. 8 of rods, that's 8 weeks from now. Things will be so different with Trump. So where's 8 weeks from now? The whole thing's going to change. That's coming through really strong from Spirit. 8 weeks from now. Yeah, maybe it's by the June time. But I mean, they're planning on. They're not going to let him go. You know, I mean, it's like it's going on and on and on. I mean, they've got something in for the fall for him, and then is it October time? There's going to be like something about a court case. The younger generation coming. I mean, obviously there's a lot of younger generation in the USA with new ideas, and it's about getting rid of that toxic energy to start again. Yeah, I believe there's toxic on both sides, and I see it even over here. There's toxic on both sides. It's the same penny, 2 different sides. Everyone's ducking and diving. But it's going to hit like a peak where it could be like a civil war. I'm not saying it's going to be a civil war, but it could get quite nasty. And it's bringing everybody's like Viking out in them and warrior out in them. It's going to take a while to heal and cleanse America because it's so messed up. But it's the younger generation moving forwards with new ideas. The young starseeds moving forwards, which is going to make a better policies, making better for the people. Mental health needs to be looked at. Healthcare needs to be looked at. You know, everything what's important. Do you know what I mean? But you've got the star card. There's like, that's what it's like. The star is one of the best cards in the pack. So it's like, the way I see it is, this is metaphorically at the minute, it's like the Statue of Liberty, she's weeping. She's weeping. And it's going to get so worse. But then she'll rise again. But you can never get rid of the blue, and you can never get rid of the red. There'll always be conflict. The only way is a new understanding with new policies and new different people coming in. Maybe Trump has already played his part. But I'm just getting here that his journey's not over with yet. Flag Day is June the 14th. Interesting. And of course, I'll have to look into it with the astrology and everything. He's a Gemini, isn't he? But there is a new system what's being built. And there's something huge happening with the banks. I always say, prep, guys. Prep. I'll look into that and see what he's up to, Kim Jong-un. We need to prep. We need to stay vigilant. And try to have cash on you if you can, just in case any hole in the walls went down, you know, the system went down for a little bit. At least then you know you've got some emergency backup. But it will be all right. The 10th is coming out, the 14th, the 12th. God. There's a lot of cockroaches to come out of the woodwork, like. There's also going to be some sudden news to do with an elderly, I don't know if it's Biden or somebody else. There's a lot of people what's just going to leave this plane because of old age or whatever. could be President Carter. I really don't know, but there's going to be like a state funeral or something. So watch for that. State funeral. Okay. More balloons to come in, guys. More balloons. More sightings in the sky. Yeah, I can see the red and blue intermingling at some point after a crisis. After a crisis. People coming together again. There's never been such a great divide in the USA, has there? As there is quite now. They're giving us another Reagan for the coming in for the Republican Party. Who could that be? Or somebody like that. Oh, I don't know. Sal Pop put in the audience here in Twitch. Louise, I had a light shining into my face to wake me up last night. Could have been a spaceship. They possibly will try and push more jobs into the future. But I'm not so worried about that. There's something else out there. But I don't know if I'm looking into the end of the year or the beginning of next. Will they try and restrict all for travel if we hadn't had the jab? Let's have a look. Because I know that they're going to be vaccine passports, isn't it? That's what I do feel what's going to happen. But I'm getting digital. When I go digital, people go, it's like, because it's so scary. But like I've been saying to you, it's not the technology, it's who's been behind it. It's the snake behind it, the control behind it all. I think it's not a global thing. I think it's going to be different countries, different policies. But the plan is that they want to put digital into everything, digital ID. Not just to do with the jobs, other things as well. That's the plan. It's going to take a little while, that. I wouldn't worry too much about that. I think some countries are going to be worse than other countries. Talking about what they're up to, St. George's Day, and I talked about this on my last podcast and that. I found the sentence, somebody had sent it to us, how you can turn it off on your iPhone. Or on if you want it. But I just think it's like a tracking thing. What I'm feeling is that there could be, into the future, they could like try... If we did ever have something like an alien invasion now, I would never believe that it was the alien invasion. But it would be real. Do you know what I mean? So the puppet masters are still at play. They're still at play. They really, really are, guys. But you've got to understand we've got far more good people on this planet than we have bad. We just don't see it that way at the minute. Justice courts, yeah. Justice courts are coming up for the USA. I've just seen Trump with a black hat on. What does that mean? What does that mean? Like a jester, like a coat, like a... I don't know why I've seen him like that, but I don't know what that means. There's also going to be some big news to do with the Hollywood actress, Not that it's important, like, but it's coming out here. It'll be fake. Don't forget, they've been here long before we have. They know we are here. And these beings that are channeled, they don't want to interfere with us. They know that we are a tribal race. They are just working to ascend us. They're more worried about us blowing stuff up on the planet, which could cause a ripple effect across the galaxy. And they have intervened before to try to stop stuff. Oh yes, somebody wanted to ask about Kim Jong-un. Now he's a lunatic. He's somebody you've got to watch. Michael Cohen is in the news today with Trump. I didn't think they were best of buddies, were they? I always thought he looked a bit strange, like he changed. Like he was this great big guy, and then all of a sudden he comes out, he doesn't even look like the same Kim Jong-un. Very strange. They have used body doubles and clones, that type of thing with him before. It's trickery. Definitely trickery. Page of Swords. He's got plans for his daughter. The power's gone to his head. He's such an egotistical man. And he's a very greedy man. I feel at some point the Kim dynasty will fall, but it's so inbred in them that they're obsessed with him. They have him like a god. You know, they don't watch the news like we do. There's no outside influence. It's like going into another planet. Or is it another planet? Is this world what we think it is? I believe he lives a very lavish lifestyle. Now, he's got a lot of gold. He's got big liner ships, like cruise ships and that. And I mean, it's a beautiful part of the world, North Korea. Excuse me. It's not very... There's a lot of poverty there, but once you get out into the shores, in the forests, in the mountains, it's beautiful. And it's rich with minerals there. And he knows that. He's protecting his land. But he's part of the elite. Will Trump be successful suing Kohan? Let's have a look. It's going to open a can of worms, this. It's going to open a can of worms. I think there's more scandal to come out with Kohan. And there's a lot of lies. I want to say yes and no. Not fully. And the reason why I say that is because there could be a strange twist of fate. It could back... There's cover-ups on both sides. I'm being honest with you, like here, guys. That came up. But he will get his revenge somehow. It's a strange one between them two. It's a very strange one. I'm getting lies, FBI, agent, that woman. I did a channeling on with Shola. I believe it's on my business wall on my Facebook. You'd have to go back and have a look. And it was, I did the channeling, it might have been at the beginning of it was either the end of 2016 or the beginning of 2017. And it was pretty heavy going what Shola said about it all. I do believe there's been lies from that side as well. He's not squeaky clean, Kohan. I'm telling you that now. Yeah, two cheeks are the same. There's a woman to rise in the East. So I'm unsure because they're very indoctrinated but there's a woman to rise in the East, so I'm not sure if it's to do with North Korea or it's to do with China. But I mean, I could be looking years down the line here, you know what I mean? I could be looking, eventually the Kim dynasty will fall. It really, really will. And I predict into the future that South and North Korea will join again. But this is all about the greed, and there's a lot of gold in North Korea. There's a lot of gold. And the whole thing, what's happening, is all about gold. But he's got no qualms, that man, about chucking out nuclears to the USA. With Xi Jinping, is more, is the right word, logic? Because don't believe everything what's being said on the news, because I don't believe China wants a nuclear war because they like money, they like the trade. And they're aiming at being the leader of economy into the future. And there's a fight going on, I believe, because I do remote viewing. I feel that they're building their space stations up in space. It's all about the economy with China. But I also want to say there's a Middle Eastern woman to rise as well. It could be an Indian lady. It's the rise of the feminine energy. But this woman in the East, China or North Korea, she's going to have a voice of fire, like a dragon's breath. She's going to speak with flames. Speak with flames. This is a prophecy I'm getting. And a woman will heal the East. Got a prophecy coming through. A woman will heal the East. She's a small woman. She's a pretty woman. She's very beautiful. And she's like steel. And she will rise from the East. Yeah. A lot of sordid things go on in North Korea, you know. With Kim Jong, and with the women he has, and he has these private dancers and all of that, and they're picked and they've got to go and work for him, and I don't know what they're called. There's actually a woman on YouTube, and she escaped it, and she's got her own YouTube channel, and she talks about it a lot. You've got dragon's breath and it's not nice. The women are going to rise. The women are going to rise. In Japan as well. And Japan's massively into space stuff, you know, like they're in the space stations and that. But they all are. And so is Russia. So is Russia. So it's like we're being fed a situation, but we need to understand the situation because the news isn't putting out the situation it should be. Look at it like an island from the USA would be Hawaii. But it's Hawaii, but it's classed as US area, isn't it? So how would the US government feel if China invaded Hawaii? It would be not on, would it? Or if troops started coming in, or Xi Jinping was visiting Hawaii. They wouldn't like it. So it's the same thing. So Taiwan's independent, but it's part of the Chinese Sea area. It's sort of the similar area. Don't believe everything what is said to be true is true. Hawaii is a US state. So for all we know, Taiwan may stand independent, but it is sort of connected, is an island just off China. That's just my take on it. So when you've got US presidents and official people visiting Taiwan, that could be paying him off a lot, Xi Jinping. It's making him uneasy. It's like you can't, it's tit for tat, you know what I mean? They can dish it out, but they can't take it. That's just my take on it tonight, guys. So the best possible decision is, it's all about trade, you see. It's all about trade. I still think they're going to stand independent, Taiwan. Don't believe everything what is said to be true is true. China isn't going to go after Hawaii. They're not going to go after Hawaii at all. And I still maintain that at some point they could fall out with Russia as well. All these big boys can stick together when it suits them. But if Putin rubs them up the wrong way, believe you me, he'll turn on him. He'll turn on him. I feel tonight, it may change, but I feel tonight that Xi Jinping does not want to fall out with the West. He doesn't. And it's all about money. They've gone practically digital over there. The UK is doing the same. You know, Australia, it's all tracking, it's all changing. You know, they want voice recognition and face recognition. It's going to take a while, this. Then I see cyber police coming in and everything changing. So we're in the midst of it all, living through it all, worried. Will we have our freedom? Will we have our independence? Yes, we will. We will have our freedom. It's the unknown. I want you to give us 5 minutes. I can't put Betty and Bobby on. I'm just going to put a picture on. Give us 5 minutes, right? Because I need to go to the loo and I need to make a drink. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look into what's going on with Putin, Russia and that. And I'm going to look into the UK. I'll also look into Ukraine as well. Betty and Bobby, there's problems with the audio. But hopefully it'll be back up again on Sunday, so don't worry. I'll sort it, like I've sorted the audio. The voices didn't die. It's trying to accept it into the Streamlab thing. I'll get it sorted. Okay. I mean, I could leave you like this, but I'll put a picture on for you. See if I can see anything else. Crazy weather coming in. My goodness me. People have asked us to look about earthquakes and things like that, and there is a fault. There is a fault what runs through the USA. But I'm not actually seeing anything at the minute. I think we could have crazy, it's more water and fire, which could be, we're going to have a heat wave this summer, problems with water. I've just seen this crazy vision. Oh my God. And it's floods in Florida and crocodiles like swimming through the streets. I'm not saying it's the full of Florida, it could just be part of it. I thought I was hearing a new version of Betty Bobby last week. I'll get it back up, don't you worry. Betty and Bobby's coming back. I'm going to be doing... I've got this lad, I'm waiting for him to get back to us, and I'm going to be creating my own little Betty and Bobby cartoon. It's going to be a bit like The Simpsons. But me being the way I am, I'm going to be creating future stuff with it. You know what I mean? Underground tunnels I'm getting as well. I'm going to look into, give us a few minutes. Dear me, I need to get that sussed out. Did you like the new starter? Can you hear us? Give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. Hello, hello. I'm just going to refresh my chat. Yeah. Ooh. Let's get ready to rumble. Yeah, so you heard the starter okay. So the starter works. But the Betty Bobby will not be copyright because it's mine. Like the what I could do is I've got my old starter, what everybody likes. I could try and download that as well. But I'll suss it out for the break time. We do. So I had... When I was getting attacked by the scammers, I had shut down the Twitch so it could only subscribers could see the previous posts. But I've changed it again, guys, so you can check out my previous posts. But I will be possibly at some point making that subscribers. But you'll still be able to see us on Twitch on the live stream if you haven't subscribed. If you fancy going on there instead of YouTube. And comment, it just at some point I will be making it more private. You couldn't hear the music on the starter. It's probably because I had the sound down. Can you hear us okay? Yeah? It is. It's one big movie, isn't it, Judith? It's one big movie. Yeah, they are. They're getting more devious. But because we're going more cyber, everything's online. If the grid went down, it would be devastating. Because you've got like hospitals and everything won't rely on it. Do you know what I mean? And they would probably have backups in hospitals and things like that. But if it was down there more than a day, it could cause a massive, massive problem. And that's what Putin would try and do. That's what he would try and do. I'm going to have a look, see what he's up to. So if anybody, check as well, people on YouTube, if you've been unsubbed. Because I'll tell you something. There was my last few videos I've put out, the one when I channeled Jesus, I didn't get any dislikes on that, you know. And I had lost nearly 200 subscribers, so that was a bit suspicious. So I know Debbie had to go back in and she had to resub, so that's what they're doing. They're unsubbing people, so please sub. Check to see if you're subbed and press the bell on YouTube. because there's just strange stuff going on at the minute. Right, Putin. Let's see what he's up to, because he's gone awfully quiet. But then again, he will go awfully quiet, won't he? Because everything else is kicking off. It's like stage work. Is that why you didn't get notified? You had to resubscribe, right? So there is something suspicious going on. I really don't know what's, like I always say, you can't get rid of all the evil off the planet. You really, really can't. It might have something to do with politics. It might have. But I mean, they should know as well by now that I'm neither side. I just see what I see it, and I see it. But maybe it goes beyond politics. Maybe it's because I'm telling the truth. I really don't know. Maybe it's just they don't like us. I really don't know. Or some of them don't like, because they work on shifts, Or is it bots? Is it bots? Put you on the naughty step. But it's not just me what's having this happen to. There's a lot of channels where it's happening to Putin. Let me have a look. I'll put 7 cards out for Putin. Let's move my crystal ball. Oh, she's rolling back to us. She wants to speak in the minute. That's Zelensky. Am I saying that right? Zelensky? Am I pronouncing that right? And that's like submitting or walking away from something, or something's ending. That's interesting. Something big to come out with him. Or big announcements. So that's strange. So Alyssa, my subscription I had to reactivate too. Isn't that interesting? Because I know my followers aren't doing it. I mean, obviously there's the odd one. In 2020, I paid a lot of people off because I went out on YouTube and went on a rant about what, the 17th letter of the alphabet was doing to people, and you'd all been had. You know what I mean? So I know I paid a lot of people off then. But apart from that, no. I know that's like the hyphenate there, but I'm getting it does look very popish, doesn't it? It's like, but isn't Putin into like the church, isn't he? He's into the Orthodox, is he an Orthodox Christian or something over there? I really don't know. But announcements coming in. But it's cold weather, and it's always cold over there. That could be by the end of the year. But it's when a woman presents herself in the USA, there will be big news in Russia. When a woman presents herself and makes a standing ovation or says something, there'll be big news in the USA. There'll be big news in Russia, and USA. There she is. And if you notice, she's got like a blue trim on her dress. So she could be a Democrat. A Democrat. But I mean, Putin's getting on now, isn't he? He's in his 70s. The rise and the fall and the rise of Russia. The fall and the rise. 7 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords. There's something about to kick off, and I would say that's 4 months from now, because the Pentacles is yours. Oh, we've got another subscriber, James. Have you noticed how the noise has gone off on me little zombies as well? The Pentacles is yours, and the last one I pulled out is Swords, which is months. So you take it off. That's how you read the cards, you see. It's like sums, like maths, and then you work out the timing. So the 3 of the 7 is 4 months. 4 months. Get like a shield and a victory or a change. He's trying to take other countries over, and it's got something to do with old documents, paperwork, and it's money. It's all about the money. And I'm getting, there's going to be problems in Croatia. But I mean, I know the Croatian people are kicking off at the minute, and there's still riots going on in France. And I think that the news have understated to what it really is. You know, they said thousands, it's more like millions of people. If you check it out properly, it's all about the gold. So because in the old system, they were getting money, backhanded money, there was things going on. A lot of corruptness has been going on. A lot of bad stuff's been going on all borders. Well, that's funny you should say that, James Dunning. All in all, I've lost about 30,000 because I should have been hitting 100. But never mind. Well, it's not important. It's the views is more important than the subs. You know what I mean? I mean, you can get small baby channels where they've got just 1,000 subscribers and they can make an utter packet. It's the views where you make the subs, not the actual. The subs is more like it looks good. Unless you're getting a load of views on it and you've got like millions of subscribers and that, but it's not important. It's not important. The mastery card here. It's all about the money. So they've been, because there's a new system getting put into place, they can't get away with what they were getting away with. So they're trying to create their own side. That's where the BRICS is coming in as well. I'm going to look into the UK in a minute. But you're going back to contracts, papers, back to World War II, where he's looking at paperwork and he's saying he's got the rights in something what never got changed over or something what never got sorted. It's all about how he thinks is the Russian Empire. And unfortunately, it's the people what get hurt, isn't it? I do see that Ukraine's going to be built again. And there's going to be a lot of money piled into it. There's still bombings going on. There's still nasty things going on. But I get like an acting show type of thing, even though it's happening. The poor people, do you know, it's the people what suffered. But there's the Empress, and that's a healing of Ukraine. God bless the people in Ukraine. But then God bless all the mothers in Russia what's lost all their sons. And in Ukraine. It's always the people what suffer. There's boots on the ground over there from, I believe, from UK and allies military. I've just seen a funny flash there of Macron. There's going to be some big news with him. It's getting totally out of control in France. 2 to 3 weeks they keep giving us. They're not giving us nuclear. If there is, it's something in sea. But it's all greed. It's all about, it's greed. What this war started. It's about money. And people wouldn't have it when I was saying that. You know, they were saying it was for other things to do with the children and that, and it wasn't. But talking about that, that is still going on. And it's not just going on, it's going on all over. I don't see Macron going yet, but I do see him being forced out at some point or just leaving. I get a strange feeling about the end of the year with the winter, and this is when we're going to have to be prepping. There is extreme weather, and it's all to do with the planets changing as well. It's not, some of it's natural, some of it's not. But Mother Gaia is a conscious being, and I do believe that, and I believe that she's going to start erupting in different places. When Putin goes, he's going to go like that. When Trump goes, he's going to go like that. Sorry, guys, this is what I'm getting. I'm getting it straight from source, straight from source, straight from source. I'm getting it really, really strong. And there'll be some big news to do with a ship or a liner or a big cruise ship with something to do with Putin. He is going to try something, and it's to do with a bay. He's going to try invading another country, and there will be problems. I see troops going out to go there. But then all of a sudden it's going to stop. I have no sound, just the chat. Can you hear us, guys? Give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. Yeah? Loud and clear. Maybe you need to reboot your computer, the girl what said that. There's a lot of satanic stuff going on. There is. But you see, the thing is, it's a free will world. And I believe it's always gone on. That's great. It's always gone on. We've just been so blinded by it, and because we're awakened, we're realising this now. So when we were probably young, it was all going on. Do you know what I mean? In fact, it's been going on long before Christianity. Satanic worshipping and all of that, you know. There is a timeline, you know how I talk about different timelines, where God's got a hold of this. This is what Spirit's saying. God's got a hold of this. And I do believe that there is extraterrestrial energy out there what can stop nuclear. But there is a timeline where he's going to try and do something with the grid. I mean, yeah, he's crazy enough to go. What he would do is he would go to the places where there's trade, like the nuclear place down south in London and places like that. He would go to. That's the places he would go to, you know, like naval bases and things like that. But he knows that would be a death wish if he does that. I feel that something's going to happen to him before it gets out of hand. But there's a possibility he could do something insane near a bay. It's sort of like I see, and I'm very drawn to the Gulf of Mexico, and I'm not saying he's going to do anything there, but there could be an event around that area. 5-5 just means high five. Yes. So there's like just to say that you can hear us. I'm terrible with geography, guys. But I sort of see around where you've got Ukraine and different other countries, but there's a bay and it goes in like that. He's going to try a diversion. Is he going to go north or south? Is he going to go north or south? He's going to go south and then east. He's got a plan attack. And the sea submarines. You need to keep your eyes out on Egypt area as well, and there's going to be problems with trade. Because what they'll do, you see, if they can't get their own way, they try and block trade and stuff like that. But all sides are doing this. I want to say, like, there's a lot of different sides doing this. And it's kick-starting to go into the new system. There's a new bridge they have planned, and this is what's going to happen. I see a break in the road for Trump. Now, I did say in one of my last world predictions, I don't know if it was in my looking glass one, that Harry was going to go to the coronation, Meghan was going to stay at home. And I believe that's what's happening. But you need to watch Harry's mannerisms on this celebration, what's going to be taking place in May in the UK. It's going to be televised all over the world. It's going to be quite interesting because things aren't good there with Harry. You need to watch there. Things aren't good there. There's another book coming out with him as well. And another interview. I also get politics. Him and Meghan are going to get into politics big time. But believe you me, they won't go on the Republican side, they'll go on the Democrat side. Belarus. Meghan's going to stay with her kids. Also watch for another baby coming in, possibly one, there'll be two. I'll make you laugh, right? I'll make you laugh. I'll put this down and I'll get into it with the UK. I'll not say names, but I was doing this famous rugby player, what played for England. And he's so sweet. And he knows, I had to ask him, I says, do you know the guy who's married to Zora Phillips? Zora Phillips is Princess Anne's daughter. So Princess Anne didn't have her kids in the royal family. She brought them out of it because she didn't want them to be part of it. So they just led a normal life. They went to boarding school. I think they went to quite a tough boarding school. Zora Phillips, she's like the famous, all the horse jumping and all of that. The Queen's granddaughter. And anyway, Zara met this guy called Mark, is it Townsend? And he was a famous rugby player as well. So the guy that I knew, he had said that he was, he told us this funny tale that Mark had told him, that he'd been staying over at Zara's house and that, been up late and that, and he'd been in the shower and Zara must have been out doing her horses. And there was a knock at the door and Mark went to the door. Is it Mark Tinsdale? I think UK lot will know who I'm going on about. And Mark had his towel around. He just jumped out the shower and he opened the door and the Queen was standing there. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry, Mom, like that. And she went, oh, don't worry. She says, I've seen it all before. And I just thought that was funny. And I just thought I would share that with you. And that was a true tale, that. So I thought I would tell you that. Is it Mark Tyndall? Oh, don't worry, I've seen it all before. That's the true tale. And Mark Tyndall tells his friends all about that tale because apparently it was quite funny at the time. So let's see what's going to happen at the coronation. I sound just like her. Because I'm British, we can all put a posh accent on if we want. Oh, don't worry, I've seen it all before. It's good to raise the vibrations. Laughter is a very good thing. What's going to happen to the coronation? Destiny. Yeah, so is Camilla going to be crowned, is it Queen Consulate, is it? Or is that changed now? But it's not the same, is it? It's not the same. It's going to be all pomp. You know what we're like over here. We're good at doing our pomp. It's all going to be all, they'll have the gold carriages out and that type of thing. And of course, my mum and dad want to watch it because they're ex-military. And my mother rang us up. It's going to be televised on a Saturday. Well, I've got clients coming to the house because I'm crazy like that, you know. And she says, I hope you're coming over. I says, what are you on about? She says, well, I hope you're going to come over and watch it with me. I thought, for fuck's sake. Okay. I says, well, I'll see. I says, might just be a little bit in the morning. You know what I mean? But they're getting on, do you know what I mean? And you don't like upsetting your elderly parents. But my dad will be there, you know, and he'll be sitting there with his military tie on, you know. He puts his military tie on. Page of Rods. Yeah, it's all going to be all interesting. And you need to watch the way Harry and William react. Something's not quite right with the energy, and I don't know if it's the planets. She's going to be the queen because it was the Majesty's wishes before she passed. There was a lot of guilt there, you know, because he was forced to marry Diana. I mean, people say she was used as a broodmare, do you know what I mean? To give him the princess and that, because he truly loved Camilla. But it was different back then, you know. Yeah. And I mean, he had an affair, didn't he, behind her back, Diana. But I don't know what it is. I just think there's going to be, if there's not big news to do with the round, we've got the Magician card here. So there's something strange about to happen. And I'm sure I've said that before. There's something strange about to happen around about that time. But it could be more to do with the USA around about the same time. Because it'll be a distraction because everybody will be watching that. Well, a lot of the world will be watching it. But as you know, Charlie's getting on. King Charlie's getting on, and I don't know. I keep getting William. William should be king, not Charles. That's what I'm getting. So maybe they're not going to be reign long. So where the old systems fall in, the monarchy is going to change, but the monarchy will stay. It will stay, but it will change, and there's going to be more fairness for the people into the future. William will be crowned king, but I get a really weird feeling. I know the planets are a bit strange around about that time for Camilla and for Charles. But let them have their glory. I don't think it's going to be for long. But I mean, he's in his 70s. You know what I mean? But I get an odd feeling about it. Something doesn't fit right with the whole thing. The man who said he is his son in Australia, it's not true. I've looked into it. It's not true. William will be the one who will be on money. I mean, I've quoted my mother. They've already printed the money off for Charles to be on money. But I don't know. I just get a strange feeling about the whole thing. It's big news to do with a woman around about that time. Is it going to go okay on the day? Good God, we've got like the upside down magician card here. Well, it's saying success. Because, I mean, it'll be crawling with military. You know what I mean? It'll be high security and everything. So it's nothing like that. But I'm getting big news around France or Europe around about that time. At the same time, there'll be announcements in the USA. Is Biden going? Is Biden being invited or not? No. I know Trump's met the Queen, hasn't he? Trump and Melania. No, his wife is. Oh. Right, so we've got, I get like a more like an earth worry. Earth worry. Could be in the collective. It could be something what's going to kick off with US politics. It could be anything. Or it could be something to do with Putin or China. China with Taiwan, if there is a worry there. Because there's big news coming in. But the procession will go ahead. It will go ahead. Because I've got the success. Isn't that strange? How Biden's wife's going and Biden's not going. Strange that. Anyway, we've got the success card. I'm getting health problems with Charles, you know. I thought Beaker would wanted to go, you know what I mean? I thought he would have been there with her. They're all getting on, aren't they? I don't think any children, I don't know if William's children are going to be there. Because it's a long procession, you know, it goes on and on forever. I mean, the press are going to love it in the UK, you know what they're like. And it's like I say, it's going to be all very pomp is the word. Two big, huge bits of news to do with elderly politicians in the USA around about that time or just after. And also, they're all talking about something to do with Ukraine and Russia on the news around about that time as well. I'm getting Dallas. Who's Harry's husband? Big news to do with a woman. It's like Switzerland or Finland or around that, Norway. And I see a prophet, like a gathering of French school children. French school, I know, the Grand National. French school children gathering, and there's something going on there. There's going to be strikes, more strikes to come, more protests to come in France. Yeah, it's a strange one, but according to these cards, it's going along. It's like the sun's shining down on Charles's head, so the gods want him to get crowned, but it won't be for long. what date does it land on? Because I think there'll be huge news around the 27th or the 28th around the royal family. But that could be after the coronation. Is she called doctor? Is she a doctor? What kind of doctor? Getting some problems to do with the London streets as well. And I don't know, I just feel like I need to put protection around everybody for like shootings and things like that. But also Paris and France. Big news in around a bridge. Navy ships. It keeps coming out tonight about Navy ships. Big news to do with a huge white liner, like a cruise ship. And a man that disappeared from the past, suddenly, with a mystery, there could be a reappearance or some messages to come out. Messages to be leaked. Remember that. So I hope that's helped, guys. Can't seem to say anything else. So you can't force it. I'm not getting any sign of that, Lorraine. I'm getting a silver lining is being given. Yeah, but the puppet masters are still at play here, like, guys. It's going to take a while to clean up. It's going to take a while. So, invasion of the Bay, I'm going to recap with Putin, and this is what he's capable of. Excuse me. But I'm also getting something about radioactive waves, that type of thing, frequency waves, cyber attack. I'm getting the 10th, the 6th, which could be the 6th, could be the 6th month. Okay. The 9th, these are big dates to come out, which could be September. The 21st, the 27th, 28th, huge news and around the royal family. Also the 25th. It's recapping. There's something else to do with another train. In Dallas, big news to do with an oil company. When there's big news to do with an oil or a gas company, it could be oil. Or is it Texas? Dallas? Or is it Vegas? Over that way? Dallas. I'm going to stick with Dallas. There's going to be absolutely huge news. What's going to come out around about that time? What's going to unfold everything with more scandals to do with people around Trump. I still feel that whatever comes out, they're not getting them on everything, and it could backfire on them. But not everything. But I keep getting tonight, it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. I've got to go with what my guides are saying. There's a race to the different timelines. It's coming out really, really strong. Really strong. It's all going to be about into the future. It's going to be a rise on antibodies, and people want natural this, natural that. Natural childbirth is going to be a massive rise with that. And all that's going to come. They're going to push a lot on, helping autism and mental health. So the system will eventually change and the USA will change, but the USA seems to be taking longer to change than everywhere else. There's more strikes to come. I see an uproar to do with bills in the UK. New Zealand could take some floods. And also they could have restrictions to do with trade from China. If anything did kick off, but it was short-lived, where Australia could have a problem. That could come off very strong. And I want to say from the autumn months, late summer, autumn there, but that wouldn't be the Australians' autumn. Don't know what that would be, their spring. There'll always be somebody to replace somebody, and there'll always be this divide in America, but it's going to take time to heal. But they're so hell-bent on taking him down, guys, aren't they? They're so hell-bent. Like I say, it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. That's coming out really, really strong. So, how are we going to navigate through this, guys? How are we going to... Let's do a healing and protection. Do you want to do that? How we can keep ourselves grounded, how we can not... The key is not to be triggered. The key is not to be triggered, not to get caught up in the political war, and just concentrating on us. There's difficult times ahead. The Grand National was a horse race, but I believe we had it on Monday. And the horse that I was going to back, which was my client's horse, he had to pull the horse out because the horse, I was going to say, hurt its paw, hurt its hoof. So he's a good trainer. He's from Ireland, so he didn't want to injure his horse, so he pulled it out. There's a lot of energy attacks going on. And it's a mixture of different types of energy, but because we're ascending, we're becoming more porous, like a sponge. So you could be picking up on horrible energy, but it could just be that the person next to you is feeling unwell or they're sad. So we have to learn. This is what mediums do. This is how we learn how to not absorb other people's energy. So learn how to protect your bubble. You've got your physical, your rainbow, and your outer aura, and it's learning how to protect that. So I want you to get yourselves all comfortable if you want to participate in this. And I'm going to put something around you all to help you all. I'm going to invoke all the angels in again. Or do I just need one? Gabriel said he wants to help. Okay. Gabriel. And they'll all want to come in. I've got Michael here as well. Right, so Michael is standing to the north. This is global around the world. They're huge, you know, guys. These angels are huge. Michael's standing to the north. Gabriel's standing to the south. Uriel is standing to the east. And Raphael is standing to the west. And they are huge. And remember, angels aren't human. They can be anywhere at any one point on earth. And don't feel afraid to invoke angels. So what you say is, I invoke, you say it 3 times, then ask them what you want, then always say, with love and light, love and light, love and light, and the angels will come in around you. If you're frightened or you're scared or you need healing, Michael's the warrior angel, he'll protect you. But there's loads of little different angels. Like I always say, if you can't get a car parking space, you say, I invoke the angel of car parking spaces. Say it 3 times. And then say, please, angel, say whatever you want. Can you give me a parking space? And then always say afterwards with love and light, love and light, love and light. And I can guarantee you'll get a car parking space. There's an angel for anything. For lost property, it's Archangel Shamuel. Not Samuel, Archangel Shamuel. So you would say it 3 times. I invoke Archangel Shamuel. Say that 3 times. I invoke Archangel Shamuel. I invoke Archangel Shamuel. And then ask them what you want and to find it. And then I always say with love and light, love and light, love and light. And I can guarantee you'll find it. There's loads of different angels for anything. So, we've got them in now. And I want you to make yourself comfortable. You can lie down if you want, or you can just sit back in your chair or just sit and watch it. It'll only come to you if you want it. If you're watching it and you don't want it, that's fine. Remember, this is timeless. You've got free will. And what they want to do is, they just want to... I'll do a little bit of ASMR as well. I'm just talking some light language. I'm going to dim the lights, guys. I'm just going to talk in some light language. I'm going to bring them in. I'm going to bring in Jed. Sheila and Iman. Do you like me bat dress, guys? I've got like a bat dress on. Sheila and Yashaya, yo, Zilamago, Animal. Sisalaya, Homo. Nice and relaxed. I want you to imagine, you can shut your eyes if you want, that you're all standing on a beautiful beach. Right? Take note of what you're wearing in your mind's eye. So remember, I'm working with your higher self. So you still will be aware. Some of you are going to resist this and think it's just your imagination. But we are working with your higher self. So let yourself go into it. Like you're a child and you are just daydreaming that you're that prince or princess in the castle. Standing on the beach, and it's a beautiful white beach. Golden sands. It's a beautiful sunny day. The sunshine's coming down over your head. We're just going to check your chakras. Okay, you're going into your crown chakra. We're just washing it through. This is a cleansing to lift off all negativity, heal you, release all negative entities or energies. And we're going to put a cloak around you all to boost you up. So just what he's doing is, we've got Gabriel here, and he's just putting some cleansing energy down through your crown chakra. It's like fairy dust. And it's going all the way through your scalp. It's trickling all the way down. You'll feel it going down your vertebrae, like down your spine, your neck. Flushing away. Can you remember the time when I told you to pull your wings out? I know there was people in Twitch I was doing that with. I don't know if it was on YouTube. And I was telling you to pull your wings out. If you've got wings, you can pull them out. We're just putting all this beautiful energy down through your spine, into your shoulders, behind your ribs, cleansing away all negativity. And all this beautiful white light is going all the way down through the meridian lines of your arms. Feel this nice energy. Take note, guys, of what you're wearing on your feet. And if you've got bare feet, you might want to wiggle your toes and feel the sand in your mind's eye on your feet. The sun is coming right the way down. And see us all gathering on the beach. It's like in that film with the City of Angels, where they're all standing looking. I can see it's all there. And some of you are pulling your wings out. Nice and relaxed. I'm just going down through your throat chakra. Polish your psychic eye. He's putting this substance in just to clear away any debris so that you'll start seeing more clearer. Some of you will start to astral travel more. It's clearing down through your throat chakra so it clears your communication energies. So you'll be able to communicate better. Into your heart chakra. It's healing all organs. He's putting this beautiful substance through. Remove all negative entities or energies, on world, off world. And it's flushing through your sternum, sacral. Your beautiful hearts are glowing, green, glowing. Yellow, orange, right the way down into your lower cord. And this beautiful white light is going flushing through all the meridian lines of your arms, and you might want to stretch your hands out like stars, and it's popping through. Some of you are laughing because you can see like the light coming through your palms. Nice and relaxed. And this beautiful white light is going all the way down into the bottom of your discs of your back. If anybody who's suffering with back pain, we're just going to put some natural antihistamine, natural antibiotic, natural anti-inflammatory, natural painkillers from the angel energy light boardroom. All flower remedies they use. Off-world technology. We've got little A2I coming in here. And he's saying that some of you have been feeling really affected by the technology, the AMF. So he's giving you a substance to put it around so it reflects away so you won't get affected by any technology. He looks like a little UFO. You'll see him flying around and he's spraying this like mist over you, and it'll protect you against any nanotechnology, any weaponry. And this beautiful white light is going right down into your balls and your sockets of your hip bones. It's polishing away. Nice and relaxed. And then it's going all the way down through your thighs and then polishing behind your kneecaps. A lot of you feel like you've got degenerative kneecaps, so they're putting a substance in to build your bones and your muscles, flushing away all negative entities, on-world, off-world beings from any form. No negative entities or octopuses, on-world, old energy, old technology or the new technology. No beings can attach to these people. It's beautiful, like they're putting this lovely batch flower remedy through your whole spinal cord, which will reactivate when you need it. It'll give you a calming effect if any of you have been suffering from any nervous problems. And it's all non-addictive. Nice and relaxed. There we go. Just pulling some. So Gabriel now is coming onto the sands in solid form. He's huge. He's got like blonde hair. You've got Uriel coming down. He's darker to the hair and he's very tall and gallant. Michael is a tall, dark man and he is very beautiful. He is very feared but also very handsome. He's the warrior. And we have Raphael. Raphael's got red hair. He's very handsome. They've all got their swords. They're coming down onto the beach and they're all coming to intermingle with you all. You can go up and touch their feathered wings if you want. Just going to talk in some light language here. Nice and relaxed. We've got Ra coming onto the beach. It's one of my guides. Ra's coming in. And some of you are queuing up to give him a hug. Now Ra is very dark, swarthy skinned. He's like black skinned. Very handsome. Very tall. And he's got power necklaces for you. Now they're coming in from old ancient Egypt. Ra's son's energy. He wants to give you them all. They look like a golden amber necklace. And you're queuing up and he's giving you the necklaces if you want them. And they will give you very powerful protection. They are fused with Egyptian magic. Sun energy. I'm channeling him now. Tayu, children of the sun, we love you, we watch over you. Rise through this negativity. Believe in you. You have the source within you. You are the universe. I give you this necklace for protection against any negative force or evil. The earth is going to change. Earth will rise. Humanity will be all good again. Look within. It is a spiritual war. Not political, it's spiritual. I am the color, I am the sun, I am the breath, I am the air, I am the breeze. We are all one. When you open your eye, you can walk through veils of dimensions. Keep practicing. Listen to music. Be around nature. Do not let them run you down with their vibration. Universe is in, God is in, Source is in. We are all one, we are all the same. We are love, we are hate, we are fear, we are anger, we are joy. You are frequency beings in a bag of water, my friends. But you are all from God's source. We are all the same. The amulet necklace will protect you from any evil eye and help you to ascend and to discover the astral worlds in safety from dark forces that they have released through portals. They cannot attach to you with my energy. The children of the sun we watch over you. We love you all. I watch you from far, but so near. My people, when we lived on earth, we went through what you went through, and to become a god or a goddess is ascension. That's what the rapture is, ascension. You can still live on earth and live in that 3D reality because you are human. But you can jump dimensions and switch like we did on earth. Explore, my friends, and feel free and feel safe. And do not get caught up in the drama that is about to take place on Mother Earth. We are all united, and we all love you all. Namaste. Okay. He's gone. All gathered together. You all got your amulets. You are protected. This energy will work. It is timeless. You can watch it as much as you want. You can use it for relaxation. You can hang out on the beach with friends. You all have now your shields. This has been activated now. Nice and relaxed. Taiko Isa Womo. I'm just saying goodbye to Ra. He's so lovely. Tayo. Tayo mai so. He's calling us the children of the sun. Be strong. Be wise. Look within, not without. We have our capes of protection. And each and every one of you can do this, what I've done tonight. Some of you may call this imagination, but it's working out of dimensions. It's belief. And anything is possible when you believe. It's having faith. And that takes courage to dig deep within. Once you start digging deep within, emotions will come out. From now, this your life now, or past lives. You must peel yourself like an onion and do it gently. So when you want to cry some days, that's fine to release. But then you will laugh within minutes. Because frequency changes all the time. It is not static. It flows in and out. It is endless. We have to push through this. All gather now onto the beach and hold hands. You are all protected with the blood of Jesus Christ. I bless you all. And you will start to see more clearer and feel more clearer. But you are protected with your protective, galactic energy suit. And also remember, A2I has put you energy in to stop any technology, weaponry from hurting you. You are protected on every level from demonic, negative entities or energies. I'm going to count up from 1 to 10 and then we're done. Thank you, Ra. Thank you, Michael. They're getting up off the beach. There's a lady I can see in the audience and she's holding on to Michael and she won't let go of him. And see Gabriel hugging some of yous. I've got one lady running frantic across the beach chasing after Ra. Don't know who that is. And see a guy in the audience and he's standing with the angels. And I believe that he's an angelic realm. He's an angelic soul himself. Remember, this is timeless and you can go back here anytime you want. Thank you, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel. I thank you all. I thank you, A2I, Ra, Namaste. And I thank my great spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Star, and A2I. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. Hope you've enjoyed that, guys. Well, I thought I was going to do some phone-ins, but I think it's time to call a night. I've been on for 2.5 hours. But now we've got the audio sorted. It is Thursday tonight. Sunday I'll take some calls. How about that? I'll take some calls. I'll do another World Predictions and I'll take some calls for you. And you can ask us anything you want, be it either personal or anything you want. Would you like that? Would you like that, Johnny? I bet you're all sitting there waiting in Discord. I think you've got to stop at some point because it's like 2.5 hours. Can you hear us now? Can't hear it. Can you not hear us now? Yeah, you can hear us. Yeah. Right. I'm not messing on with that sound thing. We'll check it out for Sunday, okay? Next time I'm on. But good night and stay safe and I'll talk to you in Discord in private in about 5 minutes, Johnny. I'm going to go make myself a cup of hot chocolate. Good night, guys, and I'll see you on Sunday. And may the force all be with you all. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Just got to stay strong. There's nothing wrong on my side. Oh, that's good. Well, Johnny's got his internet connected up to the microwave, you see. Good night, everybody, guys. And I'll see you Sunday. Take care. Now, how do I get out of here? Oh, yes. I'll see you